Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies. In this video, I'm going to do a review of the Jameson Black Barrel Triple Distilled Irish Whiskey. So you're probably familiar with the Jameson Triple Distilled Irish Whiskey. Totally ubiquitous around St. Patrick's Day. Walking to a grocery store, stacks and stacks and stacks of it, for the consumers. It's an okay whiskey for making cocktails and a simple sipper. Nothing real complex, nothing mind-blowing, but it also doesn't cost a lot, around $23. So if you're like me and you've seen this bottle and seen some of the other Jameson bottles around, you kind of go, okay, it's just a different variation of the same thing. So you see the Jameson, a black barrel on the shelf, and you go, oh, it's a little bit darker, but same ABV, the price isn't that much different, so how good can it be? Well, let me tell you a little bit about this whiskey and then we'll get into it. The Jameson, a black barrel triple distilled Irish whiskey, was distilled at Middleton Distillery. It is a blend of pot still Irish whiskey and grain Irish whiskey, and then aged in twice charred cherry and bourbon casks. It's bottled at 40% alcohol by volume and sells for around $32. So online, I have seen this as high as $60. However, I've seen this in grocery stores, seen it at liquor stores, seen it all over online, anywhere between as low as $28 up to maybe around $36. I picked this bottle up for about $32. Another reason why I really haven't given much of a look is because it is such a common whiskey. It is so easily found that you kind of go, okay, probably nothing special about it, so I'm not going to give it a second look. However, I had Jim Ingram on my channel. We did a live stream together, and he said he was really, really impressed by this whiskey. Well, I respect Jim's opinion, so I thought, okay, next time I'm doing a series on Irish whiskey, I got to pick up a bottle. And I got to say, this is a really superb whiskey, a great value, a whiskey that I think sort of flies under the radar, which, because they put out a lot of it, is an easy sipper, easy to go through it, easy to finish the bottle and not feel any guilt because, one, it doesn't cost too much, and second, it's easy to get a replacement. So visually, it is fairly dark, looking like perhaps a dark root beer color with a little bit of orange tint to it. However, it doesn't say non-chill filtered or non-colored, so gotta kind of assume it's got a little bit of E150. Definitely has some chill filtering going on since it's at only 40% alcohol by volume. And this whiskey does really, really well on ice, and undoubtedly it is used for making a lot of cocktails, so you're not going to want that cloudy spirit. That's sort of unfortunate, but I gotta say, even with all that, even with the, not being non-chill filtered and perhaps having some coloring in it, it's still a really great whiskey. On the nose, the nose really, really, really pops. You get a huge nose of spice. Some of it reminds me of a root beer. There's caramel, chocolate, vanilla cream, cream soda. There's a little bit of an orange citrus there. There's a slight nuttiness. It's got a real nice development on the palate. It starts off sweet, then goes savory, and it finishes with saltiness and spice. On the palate, the nose is confirmed really, really spicy. You get a lot of root beer notes, cream soda, vanilla, caramel, chocolate, perhaps a little bit of coffee. It's really, really, really spicy. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of saltiness, a lot of baking spices. It finishes with a lot of dark chocolate, coffee, and nuttiness, and what really, really lingers is spiciness. This is a really nice whiskey. I like it neat, and I like it on ice. The only drawback perhaps is it does feel a little thin, but it's only 40 ABV. So what it lacks in sort of body and mouthfeel, feeling a little bit thin, it makes up for it in having a long range of flavors, a lot of complexity in flavors, and a really nice, long, spicy finish. So I'm really, really surprised by this whiskey. Just an absolute shocker as to how good this whiskey is. And I think this whiskey sends out two messages. First, you can find a quality whiskey at 40 ABV. Secondly, distilleries can produce good whiskeys, really flavorful whiskeys for the mass market that are affordable for the average consumer. You don't have to spend a ton of money to find a good whiskey. So what I'm going to give it in terms of a score, I'm going to say this is riding right on the fence between 89 and 90. What I would like it to have to really get me into the 90s is more depth, more breadth of flavor, and a better mouthfeel. It does feel thin. However, it gets me up to that 89 score because of the range of flavors and the length of the finish. It's got a lot to deliver. So the lack of mouthfeel, you can sort of forgive it because it delivers so much in all the range of flavors with both sweet, savory, and spicy. They can sort of give a forgiveness for the lack of sort of mouthfeel to it. And it delivers really, really well on ice. It does not lose a lot of flavor on ice. In fact, the vanilla notes will pop up a little bit more, and the wood spices will also become a little bit more intense if you put it on ice. So I'm going to call this a must-buy, guilt-free whiskey. Feel free to plop down your 30 bucks, your 35 bucks, but I wouldn't go any higher than that. If you're seeing someone selling it for 60 bucks, I think they're trying to rip you off. Unless it's like a 2-liter bottle, an extra large bottle. Now, you can go ahead and spend 60 bucks for a larger bottle, because I tell you, you're really going to like it, and you're going to go through it really, really, really quick. Alrighty, if you like watching my videos, but you've not yet subscribed, and actually just subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I go live. And if you're one of my Patreons, I want to thank you very much for supporting this channel. And until next time, Slanjiva. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and check out these other whiskey videos.